Hello and welcome backstage after a big pay-per-view we had for Team Battle. We have the Ram as always, gonna talk a little bit backstage here, and we'll see what he has to say about this huge pay-per-view event as well as future stuff to happen coming up for TPW. We'll see what he has to say. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Sit down, take a seat, and we're going to be talking about um, our upcoming events as well as about tonight. A big night. We had amazing matches that we had tonight. Um, mainly, uh, the main matches we focused on were the team battle match. And that was a huge match between the OG Faces, my own son, who started that team, the Faces of Fear, a long time ago, paid off a favor to Jake. He wanted him to lead the team, and they led themselves right to victory. That was a huge matchup against the new corporation. I mean, the only members of the new corporation involved were The Rock and Daniel Brown, who was well, I would say Tyler Cool and Daniel Brown, because Daniel Brown is the son of C. Brown. He got added out of nowhere to the new corporation, replacing Turner Typhoon, who is the Mid-Carter champion. We'll get to that in a second on his injuries and stuff like that. Um, but tonight was a huge night with that. Again, a huge win between the OG Faces and the corporation. But again, not really the new corporation. It's just two members from that team representing that team. So, but nonetheless, a big matchup between those two teams. I don't know if they settled anything. Maybe finally puts at ease Jake and he can focus on something else, but we'll see next week how that turns out. As for the other main matches, we had two big matches to kick off the show. Don't set that lightly. We had a WWE legend, Michelle McCool. She faced one-on-one the all-in-one champion, Ash. They put on a heck of a fight with each other, and Ash came out on top in that match. But definitely pulled out all the stops in that match, did Ash, as well as we had John Cena again in his retirement tour, one of his last matches here in TPW, against Chris, is our current away show champion, put his title on the line as well, and came out on top was Chris. But it was a good matchup between two different styles you haven't seen before. Obviously, John pulled out all the stops, but the unbeatable champion Chris continues his reign as the champion. And two main event matches for the main titles of the women's side and the men's side. Ace Isabella pulled out a huge win against Kayla, and that was just amazing. I've never seen that side of Ace Isabella. I recommend you guys to go back and watch that match if you weren't able to catch it live. And what an amazing match that was between Kayla and Ace Isabella. And that brings us to Death and Chosen One. Now, Death has been saying I chose golden people that look good and whatever to be the face of the company and to be a champion. Again, Death, I did not purposely choose people like that to be champion. They just ended up being champion because of their skills. But you proved yourself to me and to all the members in the back we were watching to keep a close eye on the match. And you definitely proved yourself to be in the main caliber of being the main champion. And what a power bomb in the middle of that cell. You gotta watch that match as well. That cell match for the title with Chosen One and Death. That was just incredible to see how Death power bomb Chosen One off the top of the cell into the ring, and that was a great way to finish off that match. Wow. But now we focus on the future. We're leading into more other pay-per-views coming up, and for good reason. Um, as always, we have uh, more and more things to talk about for the future of TPW, but we want to focus on those pay-per-views that we have coming up. Uh, so one moment, folks, so we can get to that. So we have, which we already did, we had the team battle pay-per-view we had recently, and that leads us into our next coming pay-per-view, which is TPW another pay-per-view, we should say. For now, we don't know the name of it, but that'll lead us into that. Another old school event will be right afterwards in December. That'll be the beginning of December, and the end of December is the old school event. That leads us into another main pay-per-view, which is in January. That's our TPW Ring Elimination pay-per-view again, so quickly. To lead into that, we have the Chamber, the No Escape Chamber pay-per-view, and then we have our Extravaganza pay-per-view in April. Those two, leading up to those so quickly, it's already almost a new year. but but yeah, we have in December that old school event, and we have also before that another pay-per-view, which is a TPW New Talent pay-per-view. We'll have that coming up before our old school event by the end of December, or beginning of December, sorry. So a lot of stuff happening here, for sure. Leading into really big matches here, heading into almost our new year. But having those things in mind definitely will lead us into great battles. Speaking of that, we have to think about now the future of the New Talent show, because we know Daniel Brown left the new talent show to be a part of the new corporation. So where does that leave us with the new talent show? Because we have a lot of good talent, but Daniel Brown was the pillar of the new talent show. So that leads us into who will be um, not only the new talent champion, but also who will be the next face of the new talent show. And we know Elegua won the championship recently from Pete Dunne. So who knows, maybe he will replace Daniel Brown in that role. We have no idea. The fans seem to love him a lot, so he might be a good decision for that. But Preston is another good choice. He's been there quite a bit of time in the new talent show. Who knows leading into next year if he'll be drafted as well to the main roster. We're not too sure yet. But those things are to keep in mind. Uh, and now that brings us to the injury update on Turner Typhoon. Now, Turner Typhoon was attacked backstage last week by Tyler Cool. He was supposed to face in that pay-per-view match for the title Jake, but he was attacked and brutally assaulted backstage by Tyler Cool. As we all know, he was booted off the new corporation for that reason. I still don't know if that was out of jealousy from Tyler or just a attack in general just to put Daniel and his team. But not the best person you want to pick a fight with is Turner Typhoon. In regards to his championship, we know he's a fighting champion. He does not want to relinquish his title. We're still hearing from medical to see if he'll be cleared by the next coming pay-per-view or the event, which would be the old school event, to put his title on the line, because the new talent thing is a whole separate thing for the new talent superstars. So we'll see if by then he will be able to defend his title. If not, we will have to vacate it and have a new champion crowned at the old school event. So that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. And for Shibata's injury update, we have received word that he is in good standings. He's completely recovered, so it's only a matter of time before we see Shibata once again in that ring. And like I promised him, he will get a rematch clause as soon as he's back. So that will be definitely a opportunity for Shibata to win back his championship, possibly. Currently the main champion's death, so it'll be interesting to see if those two will clash against each other in one-on-one competition. But all that, keeping that in mind, is the future of the TPW show for now. I mean, we completed our team battle pay-per-view, and we move on to almost very close the road to extravaganza once again. An exciting time for sure. And I think that's it for now, so we'll leave it there, and we'll hope that you watch the content shortly being uploaded, and it will be in their separate playlists so you guys can watch it in order if you want under, again, TPW. The YouTube link is in the Twitch bio under Comics R100. That's the Twitch bio. And thanks for watching once again our big pay-per-view tonight, and we'll talk again soon.